Humphrey Bogart, born on December 25, 1899 in New York City, remains one of Hollywood's most enduring icons. Known affectionately as Bogey, he reshaped the image of the American screen hero, blending toughness with emotional depth. From a privileged upbringing, he rose through Broadway stages and Hollywood's early studios to become a defining figure of film noir and classic cinema. Bogart's legacy lies not just in his performances, but also in his complex personal life, revealing a man of contradictions. Charming, yet volatile. Loyal, yet emotionally distant. Courageous, yet vulnerable. His story is one of brilliance and shadow, early life and privileged beginnings. Bogart was born to Belmont DeForest Bogart, a respected heart surgeon, and Maud Humphrey, a prominent illustrator and suffragette. He grew up in affluence, attending elite preparatory schools, with the expectation of a professional career in medicine or law. Yet, the young Bogart was restless. A brief stint in the U.S. Navy during World War I left him with a scar that shaped his later on-screen persona. Though privileged materially, he experienced emotional distance from his parents, especially a morphine-addicted father, which may have shaped his later struggles with trust and intimacy. These early contradictions defined the man behind the legend, theatrical beginnings, and Broadway struggles. After the Navy, Bogart drifted toward theater, beginning with minor roles and stage management on Broadway in the 1920s. Early productions were largely unremarkable, but instilled in him a strong work ethic and a sense of discipline. Despite initial struggles, he absorbed lessons about timing, dialogue, and presence that would later inform his screen performances. Bogart's persistence eventually allowed him to navigate the competitive world of New York theater, where he honed the charisma and subtlety that would make him a distinctive figure in Hollywood. His patience in these formative years set the stage for eventual stardom, Hollywood transition, and early typecasting. Bogart's move to Hollywood in the 1930s was gradual. Warner Brothers often cast him as gangsters or villains, rarely offering leading roles. His rugged looks and understated demeanor did not fit the romanticized leading man of the era, leaving him typecast and overlooked. Despite his talent, true recognition remained elusive. It wasn't until his breakthrough in The Petrified Forest, 1936, as the ruthless Duke Mantee that critics began to take notice. Even then, Bogart faced years of incremental progress, slowly building a reputation through minor but memorable roles, waiting for the part that would define him. Breakthrough and film noir. Stardom. Bogart's career transformed with the early 1940s films that would define him. As private detective Sam Spade in The Maltese Falcon, 1941, directed by John Huston, he became the archetype of the American anti-hero. His world-weary cynicism, moral ambiguity, and understated delivery resonated with audiences during wartime uncertainty. This role cemented Bogart's place in film noir history, creating a template for tough, street-smart characters that continues to influence cinema. Audiences were captivated by his ability to convey depth and nuance, blending cynicism with vulnerability in a way few actors of the era could achieve. Casablanca, the pinnacle of screen legacy. In 1942, Bogart starred in Casablanca as Rick Blaine, the cynical nightclub owner who sacrifices personal happiness for a greater cause. This role showcased emotional complexity previously unseen in his performances. His balance of stoicism and vulnerability elevated the film into a timeless masterpiece and earned him an Academy Award nomination. Casablanca solidified Bogart's status as an icon of American cinema, demonstrating his ability to merge charisma, moral conflict, and subtle emotional resonance. The film remains a cultural touchstone, largely because Bogart brought a layered humanity to a character who might otherwise have been merely heroic. Academy recognition, and later roles. Bogart's career reached new heights in the 1950s with his Academy Award-winning performance in The African Queen, 1951, opposite Katharine Hepburn. As the hard-drinking riverboat Captain Charlie, Bogart demonstrated versatility, blending humor, grit, and heart. Subsequent roles in A Lonely Place, 1950, Sabrina, 1954, and The Caine Mutiny, 1954, showcased his range and cemented his reputation as one of cinema's greatest actors. Each performance was marked by authenticity and subtlety, showing Bogart's unique ability to inhabit characters that were simultaneously relatable and larger than life. Turbulent personal life. Bogart's personal life was marked by turbulence and complexity. He married 4 times, and early unions were often fraught with infidelity, jealousy, and emotional volatility. His third marriage to Mayo Method was particularly tumultuous, earning the couple the press nickname the Battling Bogarts due to public, often violent altercations. These struggles reflected deep insecurities and unresolved trauma from childhood, yet also showed a man intensely engaged with those he loved, albeit in a flawed and sometimes destructive manner. Bogart's personal struggles mirrored the intensity he brought to his screen work, revealing the man behind the legend, emotional distance, and alienation. Despite his friendships and public persona, Bogart could be emotionally distant. He often preferred small, trusted circles over larger social groups, and sometimes deflected vulnerability with sarcasm. Even his son Stephen described a father who was both loving and remote, offering fleeting, inconsistent affection. These traits, likely shaped by early familial detachment, contributed to the complexity of his relationships. Off-screen, Bogart's emotional armor contrasted with the warmth and vulnerability he projected on screen, creating a tension between public admiration and private struggle that defined much of his adult life. Political engagement and compromise. Bogart was politically active, initially opposing McCarthyism and participating in a 1947 protest against the House Un-American Activities Committee. However, under pressure, he later distanced himself, publicly claiming he had been misled. This reversal disappointed colleagues and highlighted his struggle between principle and self-preservation. His political decisions revealed a man who could be courageous yet cautious, outspoken yet wary of personal consequences. Even his reputation as a principled individual was tempered by the realities of Hollywood scrutiny, adding another layer of nuance to his already complex character. Childhood influences and lasting shadows. Bogart's darker tendencies may have stemmed from his upbringing. Born into wealth but emotional detachment, he experienced strained relationships with both parents. His father's addiction and emotional distance, combined with his mother's critical demeanor, created an environment that fostered insecurity, mistrust, and a need for emotional self-protection. These early experiences left lasting impressions on his adult life, influencing his relationships, temper, and vulnerability. The bitterness and cynicism that defined many of his roles were rooted in real emotional experiences, providing authenticity and depth to his performances. Complexity and contradiction. Bogart's life was defined by contradictions. He could be loyal and generous, while also volatile and self-destructive. He was charming, yet sarcastic, courageous, yet hesitant. These complexities made him human and relatable, enhancing the authenticity of his iconic screen presence. Bogart's contradictions also reflect the broader truth of human nature. Greatness often emerges alongside flaws. He remained beloved by colleagues, friends, and audiences, not because he was perfect, but because he embodied the messy, intricate reality of life itself, transforming personal struggles into art that continues to resonate decades later. Enduring legacy and final years. Bogart's final years were marked by illness and enduring love. He died of esophageal cancer on January 14, 1957, at age 57, with Lauren Bacall by his side. Their marriage remained strong, and Bacall often spoke of him with reverence and affection. Despite his personal failings, Bogart's contributions to film and culture are timeless. He created a new kind of hero, embodied human complexity, and left an indelible mark on Hollywood. His performances remain a testament to his talent, resilience, and ability to channel personal darkness into enduring cinematic brilliance. Conclusion: the human behind the legend. Humphrey Bogart was more than a Hollywood icon. He was a man of contradictions, shaped by privilege, trauma, talent, and imperfection. His legacy is not only in his films, but in the humanity he brought to every role. Bogart's story reminds us that greatness often comes with struggle, and that vulnerability, cynicism, and passion can coexist within a single individual. By embracing his complexities on and off screen, Bogart became an enduring figure whose life and work continue to inspire, captivate, and reveal the nuanced interplay of talent, hardship, and resilience.